Necrosis is a form of cell injury which results in the premature death of cells in living tissue by autolysis. The term, necrosis, came about to German pathologist Rudolf Virchow, who is often regarded as one of the founders of modern pathology. Necrosis is caused by factors external to the cell or tissue, such as infection or trauma, which result in the unregulated digestion of cell components. In contrast, apoptosis is a naturally occurring programmed and targeted cause of cellular death. While apoptosis often provides beneficial effects to the organism, necrosis is almost always detrimental and can be fatal. Structural changes of cells undergoing necrosis and apoptosis. Cellular death due to necrosis does not follow the apoptotic signal transduction pathway, but rather various receptors are activated and result in the loss of cell membrane integrity and an uncontrolled release of products of cell death into the extracellular space. This initiates an inflammatory response in the surrounding tissue, which attracts leukocytes and nearby phagocytes, which eliminate the dead cells by phagocytosis. However, microbial damaging substances released by leukocytes would create collateral damage to surrounding tissues. This excess collateral damage inhibits the healing process. Thus, untreated necrosis results in a buildup of decomposing dead tissue in cell debris at or near the site of the cell death. A classic example is gangrene. For this reason, it is often necessary to remove necrotic tissue surgically, a procedure known as debridement. Classification. Structural signs that indicate irreversible cell injury in the progression of necrosis include dense clumping and progressive disruption of genetic material, and disruption to membranes of cells and organelles. Morphological patterns. 6 distinctive morphological patterns of necrosis. 1. Coagulative necrosis is characterized by the formation of a gelatinous, gel-like, substance in dead tissues in which the architecture of the tissue is maintained, and can be observed by light microscopy. Coagulation occurs as a result of protein denaturation, causing albumin to transform into a firm and opaque state. This pattern of necrosis is typically seen in hypoxic, low-oxygen environments, such as infarction. Coagulative necrosis occurs primarily in tissues such as the kidney, heart and adrenal glands. Severe ischemia most commonly causes necrosis of this form. 2. Liquefactive necrosis, or colliquative necrosis, in contrast to coagulative necrosis, is characterized by the digestion of dead cells to form a viscous liquid mass. This is typical of bacterial or sometimes fungal infections because of their ability to stimulate an inflammatory response. The necrotic liquid mass is frequently creamy yellow due to the presence of dead leukocytes and is commonly known as pus. Hypoxic infarcts in the brain presents as this type of necrosis, because the brain contains little connective tissue but high amounts of digestive enzymes and lipids, and cells therefore can be readily digested by their own enzymes. 3. Gangrenous necrosis can be considered a type of coagulative necrosis that resembles mummified tissue. It is characteristic of ischemia of lower limb and the gastrointestinal tracts. Both dry gangrene and gas gangrene can lead to this type of necrosis. If superimposed infection of dead tissues occurs, then liquefactive necrosis ensues, wet gangrene. 4. Caseous necrosis can be considered a combination of coagulative and liquefactive necrosis, typically caused by mycobacteria, e.g. tuberculosis, fungi and some foreign substances. The necrotic tissue appears as white and friable, like clumped cheese. Dead cells disintegrate but are not completely digested, leaving granular particles. Microscopic examination shows amorphous granular debris enclosed within a distinctive inflammatory border. Some granulomas contain this pattern of necrosis. 5. Fat necrosis is specialized necrosis of fat tissue, resulting from the action of activated lipases on fatty tissues such as the pancreas. In the pancreas, it leads to acute pancreatitis, a condition where the pancreatic enzymes leak out into the peritoneal cavity and liquefy the membrane by splitting the triglyceride esters into fatty acids through fat saponification. Calcium, magnesium or sodium may bind to these lesions to produce a chalky white substance. The calcium deposits are microscopically distinctive and may be large enough to be visible on radiographic examinations. To the naked eye, calcium deposits appear as gritty white flecks. 6. Fibrinoid necrosis is a special form of necrosis usually caused by immune-mediated vascular damage. It is marked by complexes of antigen and antibodies, referred to as immune complexes, deposited within arterial walls together with fibrin. Pathogenesis pathways. Until recently, necrosis was thought to be an unregulated process. However, there are 2 broad pathways in which necrosis may occur in an organism. The first of these 2 pathways initially involves oncosis, where swelling of the cells occurs. Affected cells then proceed to blebbing, and this is followed by pycnosis, in which nuclear shrinkage transpires. In the final step of this pathway, cell nuclei are dissolved into the cytoplasm, which is referred to as karyolysis. The second pathway is a secondary form of necrosis that is shown to occur after apoptosis and budding. In these cellular changes of necrosis, the nucleus breaks into fragments, known as karyorrhexis. Histopathological changes karyolysis, and contraction band necrosis, in myocardial infarction, heart attack. The nucleus changes in necrosis and characteristics of this change are determined by a manner in which its DNA breaks down. Asterisk karyolysis, the chromatin of the nucleus fades due to the loss of the DNA by degradation. Asterisk karyorrhexis, the shrunken nucleus fragments to complete dispersal. Asterisk pyknosis, the nucleus shrinks. And the chromatin condenses. Other typical cellular changes in necrosis include asterisk cytoplasmic hypereosinophilia on samples with H&E stain. It is seen as a darker stain of the cytoplasm. Asterisk the cell membrane appears discontinuous when viewed with an electron microscope. This discontinuous membrane is caused by cell blebbing and the loss of microvilli. On a larger histologic scale, pseudopalisades, false palisades, are hypercellular zones that typically surround necrotic tissue. Pseudopalisading necrosis indicates an aggressive tumor.